welcome to She Sits at His Feet podcast. It's your girl, Cicely Renee, and we have an amazing guest on the show today. We have Miss Krishawna. Welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes. Okay, Krishawna. So first of all, Krishawna and I go back to 99 through 2003. Yeah. High school. So it's been a long time and it's so good catching up with you. So, okay, tell us a little bit about you and just like what you're out there doing.
All right. Well, everybody, my name is Krishawna. I am currently a musician. I'm a singer, and I also dance as well. That's a part of my performance. But what I like to say is I like to live positively in people's lives. And I get to do that by way of sharing my musical gift, by way of my voice to the world. So, I currently travel. I currently do ministry in church. I do a lot of different things. I work with the youth, but mainly God has blessed me to, get compensated for the gift that he gave me naturally through my voice. And so literally, as I was saying before, I just got out of rehearsal. I'm prepared for a show May 6th. I have a listening party here in the Twin Cities, and then I'll be headed over to Europe to perform in Paris and parts of London for my new project coming out. This will be my my third full album. I can't keep up with myself.
That's so awesome. I know. So I was listening to I was watching some video on TikTok, and someone wrote in the comments, they said, for those who can sing, how does it feel to be God's favorites? Like, I do feel like people who have that vocal gift is just like, oh, because I was at church earlier today, and this woman, like, she's like the lead of the praise and worship team, and she just sings like a songbird, and I just be like, like,
beautiful.
It is. So, okay, how long have you been singing?
You know what? I've been singing since I was a kid. Literally, it's been since I was probably like 12 or younger. But I can't say that I got into it professionally right away. It wasn't until after high school that I got into it, where I really realized that I had a gift and that I could sing. Shout out to my friend and brother Wayne Starks, or Win Starks, who is doing his thing. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I think he's home for a little bit, but I got a chance to see him the last time he was here. But I'll never forget, in high school, I was singing a Kim Burrell song, and I didn't want anybody to hear me. And Wayne was listening to me sing, and he went and told everybody. He was like, "Girl, you can sing." And I was like, "No, I'm, so shy." And so after that, once I got in college, I just started exploring it a little bit more, met with a few people, and then eventually, God led me to an amazing producer who worked with me and helped me hone in on my craft. There were a lot of things that I did have to learn about my vocals, about rehearsal, about training, keys, pitch, all of those different things that I didn't know, obviously being a raw talent. And it was hard because sometimes, when you're just first coming into it, you think you kind of got it together, you be in church and everything, like, go ahead, baby, sing, you good. And they don't teach you the technicals,
right?
Rude awakening, a real awakening. Yeah. And so I had all that, but I'm thankful because it taught me to be stronger as a musician and as an artist. And now it's opening so many doors for me. Like the Bible talks about your gifts making room for you. And it definitely is. Like the things that I get to do now in the places I've been and seen, I would have never imagined. And I'm just grateful. I am.
I love it. I know there's some video I watched of you, and it looked like you were in an Asian country or city. But it looked,
I was walking through an alley.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay, because I'm just like, it looked like an Asian, but I was like, okay, I love it. So it wasn't okay.
But you know what? They have so many decorative places over
Yeah.
in London. It's so huge. There's no way you can see everything. There's always something new. And I've been there several times and I still haven't seen it all. And every time I
Yeah.
go, I'm just amazed by the beauty, the charm of the city, the people over there. It's just beautiful. It made me want to step my game up, girl.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back to like just, doing it more professional. Was this like a calling from God, or you just stepped into, something you enjoyed and God just blessed it because, tell me how that works.
Um, I believe it was a calling. I didn't
Okay.
recognize the calling at first. Let me say that. My mom would work with me and my siblings when we were little, and we would go to like parks and perform and win trophies and stuff like that. And I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the rehearsal time, so I didn't want to have anything to do with it. It wasn't until I got in college that I realized that I had a love for it. It reminded me of being a kid, watching In Living Color, seeing the fly dancers, the fly girls, and knowing that I wanted to do something in relation to entertainment, and then realizing that I had a gift to sing. I knew I could dance, but realizing that I had a gift to sing. So then after that, I did a lot of praying, and I feel like God orchestrated my footsteps. I had a lot of different bumps in the road, but I feel like he orchestrated my footsteps to an amazing producer. Shout out to Benobi of Savannah Street Music.
Yeah.
Everything that you hear or have heard of mine, and great quality work. He's a great music representative, and I just appreciate him. I'm not the only artist he works with, but I have to say, once I got with him is when I started doing it professionally. So I've been doing this professionally and making headway for the last almost 5 years now.
Okay. Awesome. And I do remember seeing you perform in Minneapolis one day. It was a long time ago though. So I'm just like, I just remember seeing you were dancing. Because I grew up in the church in the Twin Cities, and I remember my niece, I remember her and her singing. And were you in the high school gospel choir at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think I did something with them back when Jamar Esau was here. Shout out to Jamar Esau, Try It for Christ.
Yeah.
I think I did something when they had like some collaborative group, but I was never really a choir singer. That wasn't my thing.
I was in the choir. My mom forced me to sing in every choir, and then I got to North High, and then they had the gospel choir, and that was awesome too. So I really, and Twin Cities has a lot of amazing talent, and I'm just like, they be sleeping on Minnesota.
They do. They do. Yes, they do.
So tell me about how you minister. So you said you're in ministry. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So my ministry gift obviously has a lot to do with my voice and just the person that I am. So I lead worship at the Way Church. Shout out to Pastor Joe of the Way. He is a phenomenal pastor. So I lead worship at his church. And I've been doing that probably for several years now, thank God. And I feel like that's where God really grew my voice up. One thing I asked him, I said, Lord, as I render service here at this church, I want you to teach me how to be able to really sing and be fearless and to have courage. I want you to help me as I grow here vocally, and then be able to translate that skill to my actual performances. Because it was like, I felt like when I'm in church, I'm Superwoman. I could do anything. I could do acrobatic type stuff with my voice, right? But when I would go to performances, it wasn't translating over. I wasn't able to move and be as strong as I was when I was in church. And I'm like, Lord, why is that? And then, God just basically told me, why are you stopping yourself from doing it? Because the same thing that I put in you to do there, you can do there wherever you go. You just have to let go and just be free. And that's kind of how I broke out to be stronger in my professional career. But it started from music ministry in the church. So that's what I do. I lead worship at the Way Church.
I love it. When I come to Minneapolis, I'm gonna have to come check it out. The Way, where is that at?
It's at 550 7th Street West in St. Paul. I don't know if you remember the old Free at Last church.
Okay, yeah.
It's in that building. Yep, same building. It's just the way their son took over. Superintendent Webb son took over the church.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So tell me, okay, so you have a family. Tell me how everything works together, and then the family, like the dynamics, like how does one, lead and, follow God, but then also have to lead other people, like kids and stuff. Tell me how that works.
Okay, so my first ministry is at home. You have to be a proper leader, obviously to your mate at home, and then to your children. So I do have children. I don't really talk about my kids that much on the net now that I'm being more exposed in the music industry. But I do have 3 beautiful sons, 15, 12, soon to be 13, and 8, soon to be 9.
Wow.
So I'm really, really blessed. I thank God. So I believe having order and having structure is what helps me be able to navigate what I do in my profession. And then also my partner is my music manager and my rep. So we work together as a team. So thank God for that.
Yes.
So that's how I'm able to navigate everything, and then really keeping God as the center focus of my life. I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'm doing if it wasn't for him. If I wasn't grounded, I would be so sucked up in all these other things that are going on. So really God, and having order in my household, knowing what my first ministry is and putting things into perspective. That's how I'm able to float like a butterfly, staying like a bee.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I think that's so awesome. And I agree. Like the home is the first ministry, and you got to make sure home is good, because as soon as you walk out, things are going to be it's going to be crazy. And if you don't have that piece, that, foundation at home, it's just going to be off the rocker when you out in there in the world. My dog is over here trying to get up all in this camera, and I'm like, stay back.
Oh, take your time right now. Wait.
Relax. No. She's good. I love it. Okay. So tell me, what have you been working on? So you said you're going to be going to London soon?
Yes. I leave for Europe twice in June because I have some performances in parts of London and then also in Paris. So I'm grateful for that. This weekend, I have my EP listening party and networking mixer, Saturday the 29th. And that's just an introduction of what the album is going to be like. It's going to be the EP. So people that come will get a chance to hear some things that are on the EP and some things that will be on the album, but you'll have to get the actual album to hear everything that's on it. I just released a single called I Letcha featuring Kion Rose. So that's been out for a little bit. It came out March 1st. And then I have another single that's coming out on May the 5th called Do For You. So I'm excited for everybody to hear that. I'll actually be performing that song with some others for my second offering album on May the 6th. So I got quite a few things going on. So I'm having that listening party here in the US. And then when I get to London, I'm having a EP launch party out there. So got some things happening, sister is out here working. Before that, I took a break. I had to take a week break. I took my sons. We went to Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
And we were on the beach every day. We drove to Clearwater and Maria Island and just a bunch of different places because I needed a break.
And that's my next question is how do you take care of self? How do you rejuvenate? How do you, get that energy back up? Because I'm like, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah. I'm still cooking. I'm still cleaning at home.
Yes.
Still doing laundry and all that, I needed a break. So that's how I do it. And I do little things for myself. Like I'll go get my nails and my toes done. I'll go get massages because you need them for your body. So just little things like that. Spending time. There's a cool little gym game I like to play on my phone, decorating houses and stuff like that. I'm into that kind of stuff. So those things relax me. I love Special Systems Unit, Law and Order. So I binge watch that. Love all the episodes. So those are my little treats. And then when I get to chill, I'll get my little half-baked Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Time for me.
I love it. Yeah, so I think that's awesome. And I just feel so I've been focused on, kind of living slowly, taking everything in, appreciating God's glory, just all his nature. And so like, I just feel like, sometimes as Christians and just people, we want to work. And then we burn out. And I'm just like, so it's definitely needed to take that time out. And I'm like, I feel like if you're doing what God wants you to do, he's going to allow those times for you to have those breaks and rejuvenate. But if you're only doing it for self, then you're really just going to be out.
You're going to be burned.
Right.
Yeah. That's why we get the peace that passes all understanding. People in the world, they'll look at us and they, not that we talking stuff or nothing, but they'll look at us and try to understand and figure out what is it about her or what is it about him? What is it that they have on them that gives you that impact like it does? You don't understand. It's the anointing.
Yes.
You understand? See, it ain't on me. It's in me. You hear me?
Right.
So it's like, that's what it is. To whom much is given, much is required. You have to be a good steward over your gift. I was just talking to Pastor Joel about that, just about rehearsing and different things like that. You have to rehearse. I'll be in here rehearsing by myself, my dancers or the band or whatever, but me, I'm on it. Like I rehearse until I know the stuff unconsciously, because I got to be able to know these moves and I got to be able to sing these songs, know, and I want to be tight, I'm doing it like I'm already winning somebody's Grammy, or I'll be there soon, but it's just like, you got to prepare, speaking those things that be not as though they are. And I'm just getting ready, because God already showed me, I've already been prophesied to about it. I'm just the work in, faith without works is dead. So I'm making sure I do my part, because I know God is always going to do his part. And as a result, I've been successful, and I'm thankful because he has not failed me. He has opened up doors that should not have been opened up to me, So it's just like, my God.
Yes. And I like, just before our interview, I recorded with another woman, and basically it's the same thing. Like, it's just like, okay, we just, be obedient to God, allow him to move in our lives, and things are just going to align the way he wants. And it's just, it's awesome.
It's true. Cause look, sis, I'm telling you, when I was working with my youth group, it's a step group, and I'll never forget, at the end of the season, the parents and the kids, they gave me this prayer box, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And during that time, before I had even gotten together, with my mate, because I was married once and got divorced, and then and so I was praying to God. I put these notes, they were like these little pads in the box, and you could just write in there. It's a prayer box, and you just leave them in there. And so there were a few things that I asked God about. I was just like, God, I have questions and I need help, and I need you to guide me. I need you to guide me with my career, my voice, my relationships, my personal relationships. I need you to help me. I need you to even help me with my relationship with you. I want you to make me better. I want to make sure that I'm giving you just as much time or more than what I'm giving to the day and other people around me. And I'm telling you, I asked him that, and he did it. Like, I look before my eyes. Like, I have this Bible app on my phone. Not that I forget to pray, or I forget to read, or I forget to spend time with God. I just want to make sure that I'm holding myself accountable, because I asked God for that. And so he showed me this Bible app on my phone, and I have it on my phone. Literally, it reminds me every day to pray, at night, during the day, there's a scripture, because that's another thing. Like, I've read the Bible backwards and forwards, but it's like, you can never read the Bible enough, right? And so I was like, I want to still make sure I'm staying in tune. I want to make sure I'm staying grounded. And literally every day I've been doing those things that I asked God. I said, I want to do this for you, but it's helping me. I also asked God, I said, Lord, with my vocals, I need you to help me. I need to be drinking the right stuff. Yes. Water, Cicely. I had a problem drinking water. Do you hear me? I love water now. I had to ask God to help me. I did, and I love water now, because before I had to have me some fruity in it, give me some Coke, some sun, look, crush, give me something. I need something, but I, not to say that I stopped drinking those. I did really. I have them every now and then. There's a little treat for myself, but girl, I love me some water. You hear me?
That's good.
And that's all because of God. Like, straight up, like that's the Lord.
I love that. And you had to be like intentional about your prayers and like, okay, God, this is what I want. And then he gives you the desires of your heart, especially if you're delighting in him. Like, he would
will. If it's in his will, yeah, he
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. That water, I need to get on that too. Water challenge. And I mean, I
Girl,
drink water when it's hot outside, but when I'm freezing, I'm like, I don't want to drink anything.
I
Uh,
know. Girl, my friends would be sending text messages talking about, oh, we gonna do the 50-day water challenge. Girl, I wouldn't even answer that. Some of my homegirls that already know me like that, and they see how they respond, cracking up. Y'all go ahead and have that, because I'm not. I'm not even gonna play. I could do it now if I want to, you know. But before I was like,
No, I love it. You said earlier, your gift will make room for you. Like, can you talk a little bit about that, especially like inspiring other people to make sure like they're using their gift, but for the kingdom, and then just like really taking it and just, giving it back to the Lord.
I'll tell you about this. So, remember when I was telling you that I had asked God to help me with my courage and my vocal ability,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm rendering my gift and service to him. So I did that. I believe that you have to be prepared before the opportunity meets you. So even though there's nothing ahead of you, you have these goals and these dreams and these aspirations, prepare for it like it's coming to you tomorrow,
Yeah.
or next week or whatever. Even if you ain't heard nothing about nothing, just start pretending, be who you are today. So I started doing that, right? I would be in church, and after service is over, I stay after, and I still stay after now, to rehearse when the pastor lets me use the church. I would stay and I would sing songs, work on my vocals. And one day I remember my music rep, he was like, hey, I need you to help me with this radio drop for this radio station over in London, right? And so I'm like, all right, cool. At this time, I wasn't like where I am vocally or in my skill level, but I could do a little something. And so I did it, and they heard this radio drop, and they really, really loved it. And they wanted to know who was the girl that did that radio drop. After that, that led to me doing a single. That led to me doing my first record. And after that, it led to people inquiring, who is this girl? Who is she? And that's kind of how the ball got rolling for me.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you something about how God will set stuff up for your good. I had recorded that radio drop like during that time. It almost had been like almost 6 months to a year, and they hadn't received it, but we had sent it off to the person that requested it. Come to find out, the person had never sent it over for whatever reason, and the head director of the organization had reached out to my music rep, and so he was able to get it that way. And that is how they had even gotten it. So even though sometimes there may be a delay, don't mistake for denial, right? And I didn't know anything about it anyway, so God's timing was still perfect. But that is how everything had gotten started for me,
Right.
And then more people started hearing about me. Just different opportunities have been coming, and I was just like, oh my gosh, how God uses people to just connect with you that you don't even know about, how he's working late in the midnight hour for your good.
Right.
So just that one example, but there've been several, but that one example was something that was key, because I was just like, God, look at how awesome you are. We can't even begin to understand your greatness. How majestic you are. And he is. It's just like, listen, if he's for you, truly nobody can be against you.
Right.
Yes.
Amen. Oh, that's so awesome. I love it. It makes me excited. I get excited about, just hearing people's testimonies. And so like one of my things that like God has called me to do is like share people's testimonies, because if you do not share your testimony, how are people going to come to know Christ? Like you could be the only Jesus. Like I share that faith story, that testimony, encourage each other. I just remember, one day this woman was invited on stage to share her faith story, and it changed my life. And I was already a Christian, but like just hearing that amplify, like took me to the next level. So I just love being able to share, other people's voices as well. So thank you.
Yes.
I love it. Aw. So do you have any like tips for, people who would like to get into music ministry or being a traveling a musician? What are your thoughts?
Okay, yes, I do. Okay. Number one, trust God and don't listen to what people say to you.
Oh yeah.
They weren't sent from God. Don't be um don't be bound by church propaganda or
Mm,
people in church, right? I am an R&B soul
okay.
artist, right? I'm from the church background and I got a solid relationship with God. The music that I sing, it is more so inspirational, but
Mhm.
I like to call it, you know, shoot, I can't say that because I don't want to give away something that's going to be I can't say that, but anyway, it's food for your soul, your thought.
Okay.
It's food for a healthy living. And basically, in my music, I'm talking about my life's journey, my testimony. I don't talk profane in any of the music
Mhm.
that I do. I tell stories, real life stories, stories that I've experienced in the church, stories
Mhm.
that I've experienced in relationships and just life in general. So I would say don't hold back on the gift that God gave you and everything that He told you to do it courageously and without fear.
Yeah.
If you're having a hard time, get around people who are tighter than you, that are sharper than you, where you can be trained and you can be taught, so
Mhm.
you can hone in on your gift and on your craft and be serious about it. Be committed even in hard times. Don't quit, but
Ooh, yeah.
um do not be discouraged by what people say or the no's, because you can
Yeah.
hear so many no's, but you'll hear those no's just up until you get to that yes, that
Mhm.
yes that is going to propel you further than you would have ever thought, right? So stay committed, don't listen to the naysayers, rehearse, get around people who can help you propel into what you want to do. Get
Yeah.
around people who know it better than you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that way you can raise up your level. Those will be my instruction and tools for somebody else that's interested in doing what they're doing. Really
Right.
be yourself and trust God first. Yeah.
I love that. And I love the fact that you said that, you grew up in the church, you sing in the church, you do ministry, but your music is not like
Yeah.
Christian or whatever. And so that reminded me, which is fine. Like, and I think that's awesome because you have this gift, right? And so, you know who Yvonne Orji is?
No, I haven't heard. I haven't heard of
Oh,
her.
she's amazing. So she's actually still a virgin. She's probably about 40 years old, virgin, waiting to get married, but
Wow.
got her to start doing comedy.
Wow.
And have you seen the show Insecure with
Yeah.
Issa Rae? Okay,
Yes.
so it's the lawyer girl. So that's Yvonne Orji. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
My
so like
God.
I love it because she I don't see too many, people in the world doing worldly things, but really still, staying strong in their foundation and God and like sharing that. Cause
Yeah.
she like I love that. A lot of people just, thank God when they get an award, but we don't see it anywhere else. And like I don't think that they like I'm not saying you have to do that, but it's nice when you do see that. And so
Yeah.
I like that. Can you touch on that a little bit more though? Kind of just like, you have your gift from God, you use it
Yeah.
for God, you also do outside, right?
Oh, okay. And, I was having a talk with my producer one day when I came out with my first album. It was called Full Disclosure, and in that, I was very safe. I talked about church experiences. It was more my first traditional type of almost contemporary gospel type of sounding type of project. Still
Okay.
sounding like the R&B soul, but I wouldn't have really called that album an R&B soul album. But
Okay.
you could have, right? But I was just playing it safe. I didn't say everything that I wanted to say. I was just kind of feeling my way, trying to really discover myself, and understand things. And so after that record was done, and we got all these different opportunities after that, I sat down with my music rep and producer, and I said, dang, I wish I could, I wish I could do this kind of music, or say these kind of things. And And he was like, why can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you? And I was like, I had to think about that. Like, why can't I? You know? And I was just thinking, well, you know, the people in the church, they might, you know. And he said, so what? So what? That's right. Because you know what? My testimony, my story can help free somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's true. So a bulb went off. And on my second offering album, which was my second offering album, that's what it's called, second offering. I said everything I wanted to say. I still have more things to say, and you'll hear that on my next record. But I said everything that I wanted to say, and it felt good. I got to sing how I really wanted to sing. I was intentional. I was like, okay, on this album, I was really safe, but I said on this album, I really want to show people I can really sing.
Yeah.
Really have good lyrical content. I have really, really good melody ideas. You know what I'm saying? And I work with a fantastic producer. And when we get together, it just it's beautiful how it comes out at the end. And so I was just like, you know, and I just said what I wanted, and it felt good. And a lot of people could relate to it. And then once that happened, and even more doors started opening for me, I was like, all right, God, I know you with me. I know you did. You see what I'm saying? And if I ever feel a certain way, or God checks me in my spirit, if I need to pull back on something, I will, because I'm obedient to what he wants me to do.
Right.
But God allowed me the grace to be able to do that. And so after just having one conversation, sometimes you have to get around people with sound mind, not just people in the church, right? Because sometimes you could be so heavenly bound that you ain't no earthly good, right? You have to have wisdom to reach people, okay? And still have the heart of God. And so when he had that conversation with me, it just, a bulb went off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, God didn't tell me that I couldn't. God didn't tell me that I could do that. You know? And so I don't care if this church person said that. I don't care if these church people say these things. I don't care. And after I, resolved it myself, I went on to do what I needed to do. And I've been soaring ever since.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You should read Yvonne Orji's book. Like, it's powerful.
I have to check it out, because for sure people will talk about you whether you're doing good or bad.
Yep.
So you might as well be great.
Be great. Yep. I agree. Oh, first, okay. Tell people where they can find you and support you.
All right. So everybody, you can find me on any digital outlet. Just type my name in. It's Krishawna, Krishawna. If you look for me on Facebook, you'll see Krishawna, or you'll see Krishawna Sade. Okay. So you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter. You can even find me under Krishawna_music. But literally, if you type in Krishawna, you'll be able to find Savannah Street music. I'm a Savannah Street music artist. So yes, type in my name, Krishawna. You can Google me and my stuff will pull. It's very easy, very easy. And if you want to email me or reach out, you can reach me at benobi@savannahstreet.com if you have any inquiries on bookings or whatever. And that's BENOBI@SAVANNAH Street, STREET.com.
Awesome. And I will put all of that in the description as well. Yeah, it was a pleasure talking with you. I'm like, oh,
to see you.
I know it's been a long time.
Yes, girl. Our last meet together, I'll never forget. I think we were at what is that place called? It was some restaurant.
Seven. Look. I remember being at 7 Alive.
Lord have mercy. It's one of these restaurants, and it's not coming to me. I'm gonna remember once we get off of here. But girl, yes, I was like, I haven't seen her in so many years. So I was excited.
Yes. And real quick, are you going to be going to I'm not going to say how many year reunion. Are you going to the reunion?
I want to go. Can you send me the information, girl? Because I don't miss it
to you. I don't know if I make it, but
I'm going to try to go.
Yes. Aww. That's so awesome. Oh my gosh. Do you want to leave off with any word or anything, encouragement or?
I just want to say, everybody that has a goal or a dream or vision that they have, go after it with all your might and with the grace of God. Even Cicely, I want to say to you, keep going and keep doing your thing. Keep empowering everyone. God, you have this light on you that is incredible. And I just appreciate you. I've enjoyed talking to you. And I just want to say, I'm going to be praying for you. And I pray that God continues to enlarge your territory. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
I appreciate it.